everyone. So today I'm joined by Sergio Alegre, the Director General for Airports Regions Council. Thank you so much, Sergio, for joining me today.
Thank you to you for inviting me for this conversation.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. So my first question to you is, would you start by telling our audience a bit about you and what your role means for Airports Regions Council, please?
I have the honor to be the Director General of Airport Regions Council since 2018, so 5 years ago and a half. And before, when I was the president, because the constitution of Airport Regions Council is that the president and the members of the executive committee must be politicians, elected people. And for 27 years, I was an elected person of the city. I was the vice mayor of the city of El Prat. This is the airport where the airport of Barcelona is placed.
Okay, right, thank you. So my next question to you is, how do you bring together airports and local regions so that the operations of airports are maximized without affecting local communities?
Well, this is one of the key aspects of the relationship between any territory around any airport. Yeah. Here in Europe, where we work most, or wherever. I think the most important is sincerity, clarity, and to join goals. And this is the first step. The second step is especially looking to the local governments and the regional governments, that they are not specialists, is that they really get knowledge. Yeah. This is one of our main goals in Airport Regions Council, to provide knowledge to our members so that they can sit more or less with the same background, with the same knowledge, with airport authorities. And then, if you have two experts talking about, they can find good solutions for both sides. Sometimes it's not possible, but it's not the same when you tell, if you're the airport authority, to give you an example, okay, what about if we bring a new flight, or we have a contact with the company, they want to come at 4:00 a.m. This is going to make noise. This is going to disturb probably the community around. So, but it's not the same if you tell the community, look, but this is, I don't know, this is for example, a plane with a lot of tourists, with a charter company, and they are going to stay here, because this is agreement. That if you say, well, we are going to bring a cargo plane, and this cargo plane, what the values the plane brings, they're going to split out. It's not the same.
So it's about having shared goals.
Exactly. At the end of the day, the airport, from the regional perspective, is a tool. Mainly, what the regions want, what they want to attract tourists. They want to attract business people. So depending on that, if they work together, airport authorities and regional authorities, they can bring more planes, and exactly the planes they need, the planes they want for. And if you say, well, if we want to attract tourists from, imagine a Mediterranean airport, we want to attract tourists from Scandinavia, and well, we have talked with different airlines together, and they only say, well, I only can provide you people there if we fly at 4 p.m. Okay. So then probably it's easier.
Okay, understood. Thank you. So what are the challenges in doing so, with what we've just mentioned before? And how are you able to patch up hostile relationships of regions and airports if there are sort of disagreements?
I think the most important is transparency. Transparency is the key aspect. I mean, we have done some studies, and 60 or 70% of the complaints from residents to airports are coming because they don't trust them. And this doesn't mean that the airport authorities or the National Aviation Authority are lying the citizens. The point is that a lot of times the information what is provided to the citizens, it's really technical information. The typical case is, okay, the airport says, well, we are going to change the flight routes, the flight paths, because we want to maximize, or because there is a new legislation, or for whatever reason. Okay, and then they provide to the local residents and to the local authorities with the zone noise maps. Okay, there you have the line of 60 dBs, 70 dBs, 80 dBs, 90 dBs, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Clear. And what happened, and I have seen that, and I have realized that directly, they have not explained me, is like, okay, the local authorities and the local residents say, oh, this is the line, my house is here, or my small village is here, out of this, no noise.
Yeah, yeah.
But no one explained them because it's not compulsory.
Yeah, yeah.
On the other hand, that this zone control is the media for the whole year about the flights they are going to have there.
Yeah, okay.
It's not the LQ max, and it's not the information how many planes probably you're going to have. It's not information about when you are going to have these planes. So if I think the airport authorities, in order to get a better relationship with the local residents, they have to think not only to provide information, it's the information that it's easily understandably by the residents and to know what are the aspects that they are worried about.
Okay.
On the other hand, local residents should, in our opinion, should realize that you can do a lot of things. You can change the flight path, you can change the times that the planes arrive, but to live nearby an airport gets a lot of opportunities, benefits,
that's true.
Connectivity, and not only planes. Usually a lot of, especially the big hubs or the big airports are the best place to be connected with the world and with the region and with the country, because you have trains, buses, all that. But there is noise. Regarding this, I think the next step that airport authorities could do, it will be great to do it, is in somehow to compensate. And this is something that has to be agreed together. You know, you can minimize the noise, but at the end of the day, you are going to have some noise. This noise can be at least compensated somehow with an agreement between the airport authorities and the local residents.
Right, okay, so it's all about communication, answering their problems, and giving them compensation as a response.
Somehow,
Okay, got it, thank you. So my next question to you is, what are some crucial things that you advise for airport operators to consider when they do construct airports? And I think you mentioned noise pollution, but when they are constructing airports, do you consider the loss of jobs? Do you consider the changing of infrastructure as well when you do advise the construction
I think
of airports?
they have to consider that they are not, of course, their priority has to be to build a good airport. Okay, that operates easily, that is cost efficient, but they have to understand that they are not in the middle of nowhere. Okay, and that the cities are not going to go away, and that at the end of the day, they are in a framework where social problems become political problems, and these become restrictions for them, or problems, or limits, or even fines somehow, so to speak. So I think that the most important is to really realize that first, they are not isolated, so they have to think, if I come here, what I can provide to the region, not only thinking in myself. There are aspects that they can be good for both, it's not just to give, it's to think about how we can do as things, developments, infrastructure, that they can be worthy for the airport and for the regions. Okay, they have to think that we are going somehow to create jobs, but it's important to think about and to think with the regions, and the regions have to be too active on that, to train the people to work at the airport. Because if not, for example, a typical case is, except in Ireland and United Kingdom, in the rest of Europe, you have to speak English. But there is a lot of people that they could work at the airport, but they have not the basic English you need. And with the salaries that a lot of companies pay, there is a lack there. There is a gap of people. So I think they have to really see it from a holistic perspective, and really not thinking what they what we can provide,
Okay.
what they could need, if not really to talk with the regions from the beginning.
Okay.
Really from the beginning.
Right. Okay, thank you. So, the Airports Region Council are members of many institutions like ECAC, Alliance for Zero Emission Aviation, and the Zero Pollution Stakeholder Platform. Would you be able to tell us about a few projects you have happening under these partnerships?
Well, we are participating in, at the present moment, 5 EU-funded projects.
Okay.
But for these working groups or these somehow bodies that you have mentioned, or initiatives, better say, from the European Commission, I think that the message is the greening of the aviation and airport activities. It's anymore wish. It is anymore dream. It is really something that we are working hard in Europe. And I think the European Commission has understood that it's important to put all the stakeholders together. Because if not, this is not going to happen easily and not in the time we are wishing, all of us. I think everyone has realized that aviation has to be green. If not, it will be a big problem. And aviation will have to be green, not because people, society, politicians don't like it. It's because all society, all economic sectors, and especially transport, are going to be green. So aviation cannot be isolated in the middle of nowhere. And this is what we have understood. For sure, there is a lot of debates, fights, discussions, sometimes covered with the idea of technical aspects, but behind that you can realize there are legitimate economic interests. But this is life.
Of course. You have launched the initiative, Renewable and Low Carbon Fuels Value Chain Industrial Alliance. How is the success of the initiative going in enhancing the availability of low carbon fuels in aviation? And would you be able to give us an update on Refuel EU initiatives?
Well, I think the point is that the general perspective, it's clear that we are going to have SAFs, that we are going to have electric planes, and maybe we are going to have hydrogen planes. I think, but the idea is that at the end of the day, airlines have to fulfill Fit for 55, that now it's finally approved 3 weeks ago, so this chapter is closed. But so at the end of the day, the airlines are in the top. Top, mainly, they are the final. They are the final users. They only use it. But the idea is, okay, what has to happen to create, to develop, to produce all these alternative energies? Because as I commented before, it's not only aviation. Cars, ships, industries in general, heating has to move. So there is really a lot of challenges. And the idea is that there are challenges not only from the economic perspective, there are challenges from the legal situation, from the regulation, and so on. So my opinion is that we are really on the way. A lot of people think, oh, this is not possible, this is going to be very difficult, this is going to be... for sure it is. But as I mentioned you before, I'm a historian myself. Okay, I just give always this picture. In 1940, 1 year and a half after the beginning of Second World War, USA built 315 tanks. 350 tanks. In 1943, only 3 years after, USA produced 37,000 tanks. So what I mean is that for sure one thing is a war, but if there is the wish and we put the means, we put the tools, it is still possible. And I think what the most important is that we start to run, we start to walk, we start to really accelerate. If we don't arrive to exactly 10%, this will not be a big problem. Not because I say that, of course, if not because we have seen that in other sectors, at least in Europe. If the European Commission, the states, they see, well, we are in the way and maybe we will take it 1 year more or 2 years more. This is not any big problem, a big drama.
Yeah, okay. So the main message is with tools and with the right push, we're more than happy, we can accelerate to net zero.
Yes, absolutely. And we will reach it.
Absolutely, that's promising. Okay. So how would you advise airports who may be watching us now, how will they mitigate their impact to local communities and increase their production of SAF and green fuels?
And this is a very interesting topic, not only regarding SAF. Okay, where we are pushing is airports and local communities and regional communities to sit and to talk especially about this specific issue. Why? Because airports are very, very well positioned to become producers, not of SAF, but yes, of electricity and probably hydrogen in the future. And to be very well places to distribute this energy, not only to the air side, if not to the land side. Why? For two reasons. First, because they have a very good surface access. All airports have very good surface access. Second is because to build a hydrogen plant is not so easy. And talking about local communities, I'm afraid that a lot of local communities will not like to have a hydrogen plant nearby their home.
Oh, really?
But the airport is a place where no one complains because it's there. Okay, it's there. So I think we are really pushing the conversation and the link with regions and airports in order to see if there is, from the economic and geographic aspect, it's a really key important issue to talk about this aspect and to talk too about what we are supporting. And yesterday we were talking in one of these tracks here in the World Aviation Festival. It's about the energy communities. Airports can become really a hub to produce and distribute, even to keep energy. But for that, they have to open their mind. For the economic point of view, I'm not talking about the green aspect, but it's important, but I don't, and we ASC don't ask them to be NGOs. They are not NGOs and they will not become NGOs, but they can really, it's a field that they can really earn a lot of money, thinking too that the revenues from the benefits and the revenues from flights and passengers are decreasing in relative terms. So for them to look really to the energy field, it's really important.
Okay, right, thank you. And my last question to you is, in your role, how have you been able to manage the delicate balance of delivering on business growth, meeting shareholders' expectations and delivering on customer experience? And if you have any challenges, how have you been able to overcome them?
I think that, for us, and I think for the industry in general, but because we are representing the regions and the local communities around, it's the most important is interconnectivity. The idea of no one, except a few special people, fly from terminal to terminal. You fly from home to hotel, from hotel to office, from office to home, wherever. Okay, so the interconnectivity, to see the travel as a whole picture. So mainly the mobility and the connectivity around the airport, it's important. I mean, it makes no sense. Not from the green point of view, not from the mobility, that you have a SAF flight from terminal A from airport A to airport B, and when you go out, you have only taxis and they are diesel. Okay, and only a fuel and very expensive. So the idea of to get to see this as a whole picture, this is the most important, I think, aspect that regions and airports are now collaborating from the digital point of view, from the service point of view, from the information point of view. We were talking yesterday, the other day, about this. We are now working with Eurocontrol to try to match the Eurocontrol information with the public transport providers.
Yeah.
In a lot of regional airports that they have not so big investments and so much services of mobility, well, there is maybe the last flight at 10:30, and then the last bus is at 11.
Yeah.
What about if the plane is 1 hour delayed?
Yeah. Yeah.
You go out, maybe there are taxis or not, and this, a lot of people can explain you their stories and their situations.
Yeah.
So, but if we could connect Eurocontrol information together with the airlines, with the public transport provider, maybe if they know this is going to be 1 hour delayed, they can provide this service 1 hour delayed. If not, no problem. This is just a small example of working together. I think more and more, to finalize my comments, is to work together.
Yeah,
because no one asks only for one thing. We are traveling, and for traveling you need to have a holistic view.
As a Vox Pop question, I'd like to ask you, what is your business outlook for the future?
It's to increase the relationship with our members and future members with their airports, and to lobby in Brussels in order that the European institutions in general, they must see airport regions as a whole, not just the region and not just the airport, because it's really, really important. And airports and air connectivity is key to get the Europe we want, a cohesion Europe where everyone can feel in home.